Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel where we review anything and everything. Today we're getting into the unboxing and installation of these couple of parts here for my old K2 skates. Now, these skates here, had them for a very long time, and I really do feel that if you got a nice pair of skates, they can last you forever. But the only issue is, and I had these for well over 20 years. But the only thing about it is recently I went to an indoor skate park with family, and I pulled these out thinking it'd be no problem. And the wheels dry rotted and started falling to pieces, chipping off. And you can kind of see a little bit here, falling to pieces, chipping off, and that became an issue. I couldn't even get no traction. I realized at that point they dry rotted. It just never occurred to me, because I got out of that space for a long time. It never occurred to me you can't just take your, skates, just put them on and just go skating and that just be it. Not realizing that something like that would happen. But it did. So then I decided to myself, well, let me give them a little rehaul and get them back on board so I'm able to actually use them specifically to do inside skating at indoor locations, because that's the kind of thing that I think it's fun. I'm into all types of hobbies and I like that kind of stuff. So we're gonna move everything aside. We're gonna get to the unboxing of each of these items. Just running through them real quick. So this right here is just your set of wheels. This is called the AOWESM Inline skate wheels. These are black, 76 millimeters. Link's gonna be description for all four of these items for Amazon. These run $20 each. I have another set of these as well for my other skate, obviously. And these are black. We're gonna get into this, all the unboxing each one. So just running through them real quick right now. This right here is Yellow Jacket Premium Skate Bearings. These are ABEC 9 for those who are familiar with bearings. Now the ones that originally came on mine are 5, and it says it right over here in the corner. It's 5. Now, also too, it says the max wheel size is 80 millimeters. So I had to make sure to stay within the limit. So I had to understand, this is one thing, if you're gonna install on your inline skates, new wheels and bearings and all other kind of stuff, make sure that you know the specs that you need to know. Now, I did buy extra bearings because I didn't know that the wheels, I don't know if I knew or remembered if the wheels came with bearings or not, because I bought these a while back now. I just never had a chance to install them. But these come with an ABEC rating of, I believe it says 5 or 6. I can't really read the writing on it that well. And it doesn't say it on the package, but these are a 9. So either way, it's still like an upgrade. And since these are only $25, I don't mind. Where if you just want to save money, you could just get these that come with the bearings. If you just do regular skating, it's nothing crazy. You'll be fine with just whatever comes standard. Obviously, the tool is the Sonic Pro tool. This runs for about $15. Like I said, links going to be description for all these items here. I have never changed bearings before on a inline skate. I've done it before on skateboards. I had a couple of skateboards, I still have them. Those wheels probably as well might need to be changed at this point because I haven't rode in a long time, but I am familiar with bearings because not as far as inline skate bearings, but I used to have Swiss bone bearings, various forms of the Swiss bone company's bearings on my skateboard. So I was very familiar with the idea of premium bearings versus standard bearings, which I don't think is a big difference if you're just a casual skater. But anyway, obviously you can see here the different aspects of this here. It says the Phillips #2 and bearing extractor. I'm assuming that's to pull the bearings out, just basic what it's saying. Bearing press. Probably to push them back in. Shoulder bearing push, removes both bearings and bearing spacer from the wheel. Now I've never done this process before. Here it shows you here too, bearing spacer and then a floating spacer, so you kind of know what's what. So we're going to kind of really break it down and get into this, but the truth is I'm going to probably have to look at a video to figure out how all this stuff works. And then we have these spacers here. These are Mutter 16-piece skate spacers, bearing spacers, $6.99. I'm just reading it for how I have it written down on the side. $7 pretty much. So if you need them, I don't know if I was 100% sure if I was gonna need them or not. So I bought them, but looking at the way the wheels are set up, I may actually not even need these. So that might be a thing, but at this point now, it's definitely too late to return them because I had this for a while. I've been meaning to set this up for a while and I haven't. So what we're gonna do first is we are going to move everything to the side and get into each thing one at a time. All right, so we're gonna get into the unboxing of this now. Let's There's a yellow jacket on them. These are ABEC 9, though it doesn't say it on here. Okay. All right, we'll put that aside. So these are the AOWESM wheels, 76 millimeters. And you could kind of see on here, I can't tell if I'm going to need spacers or not, but I don't think so. But we're going to see what happens. But I am definitely going to be replacing these out. ABEC. Oh, these ABEC 9. I thought I was reading this upside down before, and I thought at one point I was taking a look at these and I thought it was saying 6, and now I realized that it's 9 upside down, that it was 9. So yeah, these are ABEC 9. So now I'm wondering, I bought these and these come with it, but these are like a no-name brand. And then I have the stripes that I had mentioned before. So now I kind of feel like what I know now, I probably would have just used these, but now that I already bought the other ones and I can't really return them because it's been a while since I had them, I am just going to take these ones out and then replace them with the newer ones, because I might as well just, you know, use the better ones, and I'll hold these for backups maybe for another time. And I can put them in the storage case of the stripes. So that's that. All right, you guys, so we are back. And I checked out a video. We're gonna see if we could do this without a problem. So first I'm gonna say, looking at this here and based on what it says, this should be the bearing extractor. This should be how to get the, let's see, to push the bearings out. So if I take the first one out of the wheel, we'll say like this, you go in here, you take it out, then this one should push in to get the other ones out. And I think you could kind of use this one for the same way, but it says this is supposed to be the one that's the bearing press, I guess, when you're putting the bearings back in. So we're gonna see if it really makes a difference or not. First thing that we're gonna do is see if I can get these off. And then if I can get these off without a problem, we will then remove the skate out of the area, and then kind of just get into what we got to get into first. I don't know if I even have the tools to get into here. So let's see, because I'm just realizing that now. Okay, that's one side, and this is a different type of, let's see if this fits. Okay, this fits. I'm gonna go left. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Now let me feel the back side, if it's even. Yes, it's turning. And the other side is not spinning. So you don't need like two tools where you hold it from one side. Okay. Then also too, I hope that I don't have any issues with the, well, matter of fact, everything should just drop downward, so I shouldn't have to worry about how this goes. Let's see how this goes. Does this just drop out? Okay, this one on the back comes out, and this falls right out. Okay. That is not a problem then. That makes me wonder though. If I wanted to, I could probably keep that, no, you can't, I'm sorry, the whole way. I'm getting thoughts of grandeur right now. Like, oh, can I keep the inner rim? It's like, no, this doesn't work like that. These essentially are just gonna get completely thrown out. Now granted, I could keep the bearings, but why would I even wanna do that? These bearings are so old, there'd be no point, so I'm just gonna throw them away. But I guess this is a lot easier than what I thought. I wasn't sure what it's gonna be like, but it's actually not very bad at all as far as the process. Get this to drop down. And I think that's one of the only other things to just kind of be weary of is just making sure that you have all your pieces and you make sure everything's where it needs to be. There we go. Now that's another thing too, I'm not, let's see, what is this? What is this right here? This is like this little bolt piece. So I think what I'll end up doing also is okay, so this comes right off. I didn't even know about that. Push this up and okay, so this has a shape. You can see right there. And it goes in here a specific way. And that's actually probably the thing that makes that not spin or like move. Matter of fact, this, yes, on that side is the same as these. The opposite side like that. So one thing I would say is the cleaning process, if that's something that you want to do, it's probably recommended to do so. Okay, so this one just fell out, and then this fell out too. And I have to remember that these go in the opposite end like this is how they go, like that, when they go in. Try to zoom in a little bit. so you guys can see this a little better now up close. Spin this to the left. It's very tight right now, and this can be a big problem, because what you don't want to run into is stripping and what's happening right now is, for whatever reason, the other side is spinning. This is definitely something I didn't want to run into as an issue. The other side is spinning. So what I'm going to end up having to do, that's actually really no good, because the problem with that is now I'm going to have to get me a way to tighten it. All right, I got my little kit right here. Let's see. Now, what I don't like about this now, the situation I'm in now with this, is if a person didn't have a little toolkit, you kind of would be in a jam. And so that would suck if you didn't have something. I don't even know if I even have the right thing, actually, because I don't know if this is even going to work. Because what they have here is a square piece. It's not like a... All right, I'm going to try the front wheel and see if I could just get by with that. It really sucks that there's not like a kind of auto locking mechanism on the opposite side that makes it where you can just turn this. That's what I thought from the other wheels. And then that wouldn't happen like this one's doing right now. Like, it's as if the back end automatically is locked in, that it doesn't spin. And then this one's like this, but that's not happening with the other one, and I don't know why. Let's try this one more time, but it's spinning, so that is definitely a problem. And to be honest, this might be making it worse. Because if this is spinning, so I'm going to try a tool that may not work. It's not really the proper tool, and I hope that it doesn't end up stripping it. But it's the only thing I have right now that is at all close to possibly solving the issue. So let's see what we can do here. I think it might be working so far, but man, this was not expected at all. But maybe you guys seeing this, I hope that this benefits you guys. can't fully tell if it's actually working. No, it's spinning. This is not working. Okay, you guys, so you guys can see real time on the channel that one wheel is gonna have to end up requiring me to take it somewhere for that one, but you see how the other ones are supposed to come out without a problem. So what I'm going to do is change out the other wheels and install them so you guys can at least just see how it's done. But beyond that, I am not going to be able to get that one wheel out. I tried for a while, and I'm not going to be able to get that one out. So what we're going to do is let me make sure that this thing is aligned up correctly for this. And I think that part is important also. So the ones that are coming this way are different than the ones that are, we'll say the bottom. So the bottom ones are different than the top ones for this. And I think it's important to make sure that they're lined up because they're not symmetrical. That's important to know also. So I'm going to take this here. Let's try to do the whole extracting thing. So we're going to come in here. Okay. So we got this part out. Zoom out a little bit so you guys can see this better. So we got this part out. Now we're going to need to keep this because that's not the type of spacer that I have. So I'm going to take this here, move that to the side. And now I'm going to do, let's see, this piece is supposed to be to push it outwards, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to just push it through like that. And it comes right out. Now these are brand new bearings. So like I said, I'm going to actually keep them off to the side. But what I'm going to do is get these. Now that's the one thing is I could just install these as is and not put these better bearings in. I don't know if I want to even do that right now because I could just leave these bearings in. It makes the change easier. And then when the time comes, who knows, do it all in one shot, but I don't know. So what we're going to do for now then is just, I'm going to do it as I've been instructed, put that in there. You press that in, that went in fine. Take the spacer, supposed to just drop in there without a problem. Now I seen something that said you can, what was it? Let me see and make sure I have this correct. I think I could do like this and then it helps align things up a little more. And then take this one to go on top of there and now press that in and there you go. Now what I'm going to do here is take, let's see, I aim this and make sure the sonic sign is facing me and that's how I know which one of these two is which. And this is supposed to be where I could kind of press that inwards and then do the same with this. Seems fine. So I'm gonna take this here. Now, this, let's see, this is the one that goes in on that side, and it's supposed to come through. So let's see, and hope that it's aligning correctly. Okay, well, it looks like we're coming along. You just gotta spin it a little bit so that way it locks in. So this side here, hold on. Matter of fact, I put it on to face the wrong way for the wheel. I want the, not that it probably matters that much, but I want the decoration part to go like the, on that side. So let's see. To go like this. But matter of fact, before I do that, let me make sure that this is fitting into this piece correctly the way it's supposed to. Okay, yes, it will if everything's aligned up correctly. So the issue that I just had was that piece wasn't aligned up the way it's supposed to be on this end. Thread it through. Okay, now I feel that it's flush. This piece right here now is flush. And that's what I needed. And then so now I'm going to take this, get that going, and then I could take, let's see, this piece here, spin it to the right to tighten it. And I don't think it needs to be ultra tight because that's how it was when I was taking it off. I didn't have to. It's supposed to automatically hold itself from spinning. And there you go. Seems to be good enough, and it's spinning. So there you guys go as far as the installation. I'm not going to show for every single tire, but you guys do get the idea, and that is how you install. Unfortunately, mine here, something's wrong with it, so I'm going to have to take it to a place to have that done. I really don't have the other this right here. I don't have that type of shape tool, which would allow me to do that on the other side. So that's where the problem comes with that. But just as far as knowing how this works, now you guys know how to install. I did a little bit of wipe down for it, but I would also suggest that you guys do like a more proper cleaning if you wanted to, and you can do that. But yes. All right, you guys. Anyway, links in the description in the bottom for all of the parts that were used. Obviously not the skates, but all the additional parts. Some parts obviously were not needed, like these spacers, but they're still going to be included in there in case that you happen to need them. And I was able to just reuse the spacers that I had. No, I'm sorry, that come inside the wheel, so that's not a problem. If yours don't come with spacers like that, maybe even consider if your old ones have spacers inside there, which there should be, so you have that option as well, you guys. Anyway, as always, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. All right, you guys, I came back because I just wanted to show you guys something that I didn't realize, being that it's my first time installing bearings like this. You see how these, as I'm taking them out, I'm going to take this last one out here to show you guys that the spacers that I thought I wasn't going to need over there, you can use them as an option rather than the smaller spacers that they have inside. So according to this, there's floating spacers and bearing spacers, and these are bearing spacers. So I think that since this is the setup that it was originally, I'm going to replicate this. I didn't do that in the video, but let me show you how this works coming out of the original ones. And I'm gonna actually save these and just clean them off. I may not reuse them again right now, but I'm going to hold on to them. So you go here and you push that out, because that smaller hole there, which is why I realized afterwards this won't fit in here where it does on the other ones, is because that is the spacer. So watch, I'm gonna push it in. And what comes out is this. So this is sitting in there like this, in there. And you can see it's a different dynamic than the ones I was just doing. So now that I know that, I'm gonna probably try to just install them the same way that it was originally. I can throw away these wheels now because they're no good, but the bearings, I'm going to keep them because they can be cleaned, and, you know, just it's good sometimes keeping extra parts on hand just in case, you never know down the line. And they really don't look all that bad, other than the fact that they still spin fine too, actually. And probably because of the spacers here actually helped them to do that as well, but they look good. Twin cam, it says in there, so I don't know, even though it's ABEC 5. Who knows if it's in general just a really nice bearing for what it was at those times. Maybe it could have been a premium bearing. It seems to spin pretty well, very loose as well. So I'm gonna hold on to these, maybe figure out how, you know, you do the cleaning process. And who knows, maybe I may just reinstall these back onto it with the new wheels at some point in time. Anybody who's familiar with seeing these type of bearings versus, like, say, the ones that I just bought, whether the ones that came stock in the new wheels or the stripes ones, if you guys have any knowledge on that, skate bearings and stuff like that, and know the difference, I'm going to try to look up what twin cam means in terms of for the bearings. But if you guys are familiar with it, post down in the comments down below. Like I said, because I'm not very familiar with that. Or, you know, when it comes to all this stuff, the details of the bearings and whatnot. So, like I said before, if you guys know, let me know. But once again, as always, you guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.